Did you know you can use Python to save a Google search offline? It's true. After watching this tutorial, you will be able to save a Google search result page offline using Python. Let's get right into the code. This is the final code. You can copy it from the GitLab link in the description. Run it for yourself and play around with changing the variables. That's how I learned how to code. If you run the code as is, then the output should look like this. As you'd expect, it's a bunch of HTML in a file. Now, if we open it in a browser, unsurprisingly, the saved Google search page should look like it does online. Now that you have the solution, I won't be offended if you leave. Go ahead and start experimenting with it on your own. Or you can stick around for me to explain how it works. As with all things, we should start from the very beginning. By convention, we always want to import all of our Python packages at the top of the file. The only package we'll be importing is the requests HTTP library, or requests for short. It is an easy-to-use package that allows us to request websites from the internet. Moving on, below we have two functions, one to represent each behavior of the program, one that gets the search result, and one to save it to a file. Organizing the code into functions doesn't change what the code does, it is just how I prefer to arrange my code. After importing the requests package, the next line to execute is line number 28. That line gets the search results page and assigns it to the Google Search Results HTML variable for later use. In order to get the search results, the function needs to send an HTTP request to the Google Search endpoint. Line 8, the first line of the function, specifies the endpoint URL. Remember, when sending any request using the requests package, you must include HTTP or HTTPS at the beginning of the URL. This request also needs parameters to complete the search. The params are stored in a dict type object, where the keys are the parameter names and the values are the corresponding values that Google is expecting. In this case, we only need to assign the Q parameter with the value of our search term, in this case, Python. To send an HTML GET request, we use the GET function from the requests package. All we need to do is pass it the URL and params. Requests package will take care of the rest. Google will respond to the request with text of the result web page. The results from the Get Google Search Results method will then be stored in the Google Search Results HTML variable. Next, the code will move on to execute line number 31 by calling the method saveHTML to file. This function will simply open the specified file name and save the Google Search Results HTML text into it. After the program finishes executing, you can see the file has HTML inside. If we right-click and open in browser, now we see the search results page. There's no special reason you have to use this to get a Google page. You can use the request package to get any kind of website, and you can use the same save HTML to file function to store it offline.